This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, and verse 13. Oh, I'm sorry, verse 18. Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and their wrath is come, in the time of the in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Giving sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to you, hopeful elect out there. This is going to be quick and to the point, Lord willing. You know, as you see the title there, you see, and that's why I started off with this in Revelation 11 and 18, man, because hey, this devil Esau Edom, man, this is why he has to be taken out of the way. This is why he has to be destroyed, because everything that he represents, everything that he's about, he breeds death. You know, death follows him. All right, destruction follows him, and this is why the earth is in desperate need of a real reset. All right, a real global reset is coming. All right, and you see, again, being that the whole earth is defiled under the wicked inhabitants of this devil, man. Like it tells in Isaiah 24, you know, the scriptures that talk about the curse devouring the whole earth. And again, everything in the earth is defiled, is corrupted. And this is what's going to be the job of those missiles, man, to clean up everything. All right. Let me get this real quick before I play this quick video. In 2 Peter chapter 1. Second Peter chapter 1. In verse 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. All right. And this day star, in reference to Yahweh Shai, all right, you know, the scriptures refer to him as the light. All right. You know, and when it's all said and done, and after this earth gets refreshed, it gets cleansed, gets purged, again, by way of those ICB missiles. All right. You know, when Yahweh Shai's kingdom is established on the earth, hey, going back to that global reset, man, that's where everything's going to be reset. You know, life is going to flourish. You know, the earth is going to be able to yield her fruit again. You know, because again, under the content of this devil, man, everything is corrupted. Everything is defiled, man. Everything is sick. Everything is in a decayed state. Everything is dying. Everything is defiled, man. You know, and one precept came in mind. But before I bring it out, I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick.
The United States has found itself in a dilemma. There has been an outbreak of avian influenza, and it has already killed tens of millions of chickens. So authorities are considering a vaccination campaign. There have been multiple ripple effects of this. The cost of eggs has skyrocketed, farmers are concerned, and there's a threat of another human pandemic that's looming. Experts say the risk is not high. For instance, only 9 H5N1 cases have been reported in people since the beginning of last year. However, experts say one cannot negate the possibility totally. As a precautionary measure, the CDC has sent drug manufacturers flu virus samples These could form the basis of vaccines for people. The agency is also exploring tests for H5N1. It started to be similar to those used for the coronavirus. It's important to note that farm birds are already vaccinated against infectious poultry diseases, but an avian influenza vaccination is complex. And what makes it even worse or more complicated is that the poultry trade associations are divided. They fear trade restrictions and destroy the booming export industry. The bird flu outbreak began early last year in the United States. It's the biggest in the nation's history. More than 58 million farmed birds across 47 states have been impacted. Birds in the wild have not been spared either. The concerning part is that it's already spilled over into mammals. Mink, foxes, raccoons, and bears have been diagnosed with the virus.
And that's the spirit that they said that because, again, in this particular video, they're talking about chickens and certain birds because of this outbreak, supposedly. But it's not just that, you know. Many mammals, many animals, you know, they've been sticking that juice in them. All right. You know, hell, you even have it to where they got the MOTB inside a lot of the, you know, household pets and things of that nature, you know, because of this narrative that Esau pushes with the whole putting the MOTB in your dog, so that way if your dog runs away or whatever the case may be, you'll be able to track and trace and all that, whatever the case may be, man. But that's the thing, man. Again, this is why the earth has to be refreshed. And it reminded me of the earth has to be refreshed. And it reminded me of this here in Habakkuk chapter 3. Because, you know, a lot of times when you read the different accounts within the scriptures, when the Lord brought major judgments, like during the time of the flood, or you know, during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, sometimes you ask, like, what the hell did they do for the Lord to bring the judgments that he brought, you know? But hey, being that we are in the most wicked time ever, hey, we can, you know, not in detail, but we got a pretty damn good idea what was going on back then, because again, this is the most wicked that the earth has ever been in, you know. So we have a pretty good damn idea, man, of the wickedness that was going on back then, you know. Because hey, just remember, man, going back to the first death, when it got so wicked to the point where the Lord had to destroy the earth with water. Well, what do you think the Lord's going to do to this place today, being that the earth is 144 times just as much wicked as it was back then? You know, again, this is the most decrepit state that the earth has ever been in. This is the most wicked that the earth has ever been in. And if the Lord destroyed the earth back then, how much more now? Because again, hey, back then the Lord destroyed everything. He took out everything, saved Noah, all right, his family, 8 souls, and the animals that were on the ark, right? You know, what do you think the Lord's going to do today? Because again, it reminded me of this in Habakkuk chapter 3. Because again, everything's corrupted, everything's polluted, everything is in a decrepit state, man. And that's what's going to be the job of those missiles, to clean up all the filth that Esau has pushed on this earth. All right, those missiles are going to clean it all up, man. All the elements are going to be melted. All right, everything's going to be dissolved. But I just want to get this in Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation? So you see, man, because the Lord's going to be bringing such a judgment. It's going to be like, damn, man, Lord, were you mad at the trees? Were you mad at the rivers? You know, because the Lord's going to be everything's getting jacked up, man. Everything's getting everything is in need of a complete factory reset, man. That's why I read that earlier, going into that Daystar, man. You know, because that's when, again, when it's all said and done, and Yahushua's kingdom is established on the earth, and everything is going to be refreshed. Everything's going to be built back up. All right. You know, we're not going to have any animals getting that juice or wandering, you know, our pet lions running off, and we're going to have to catch them and put the MOTB inside of them so that we won't lose them and we'll be able to track it. No, we're not going to have to be able to do any of that, man. You know, you see, man, but again, more and more, it just makes sense on why, like I just read, man, it's like, damn, was the Lord mad at the trees? Was he mad at the rivers? Because hell, at one point, I know growing up, when I was growing up, you know, hell, you could, and that's not to say that the water system was completely, you know, clean back then, but there was a point in time when you could drink the fossil water. You could drink the water out the hoses, right? It was a point in time where we could do that, but now we're in a time where it doesn't matter how much you boil or dilute everything. The water system is corrupted. Everything's polluted from the very air that we're breathing. Everything's polluted, man. And again, that's what's going to be the job of those missiles. All right, that's going to be the job of those missiles. The fire from those missiles are going to clean everything up. Because again, hell, even the trees are, you know, here it is, Esau. You know, he cuts down the real trees, which is, I'm not even going to get into that, but Esau, he cuts down the trees. He cuts down real trees just to set up fake trees, man. Just to set up fake plants, fake grass, you know. And you wonder why young athletes, like a lot of soccer players, whether people know this or not, man, a lot of soccer players, man, they end up, you know, later on in their years, they end up catching cancer because they, you know, playing soccer on that fake ass grass, you know. And they end up catching cancer and stuff like that, man. Because that's what Esau does. Everything that he does, it's destructive. It leads to death. You see, and again, man, that's why those missiles, man, the fire from those missiles is going to come up. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get this real quick. In Jeremiah, because this is what those missiles are going to do, man. This is what the fire is going to The fire from those missiles, this is what it's going to do. It's going to sweep the land. It's going to clean everything up, man. Right? In Isaiah 14 and verse 23, it says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. So you see, all right, and what's going to be this instrument, this besom of destruction that the Lord is going to sweep the earth, but more so America, all right, Babylon. What's going to be this sweeping instrument, all right? This that's going to the Lord's going to use as this besom. Excuse me, Salaki, I'm gonna read it again. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. So what's the Lord going to sweep the land with? Hey, he's going to sweep it with the whole land is going to get, the whole earth is going to get cleansed with that fire. All right. You know, because, you know, when you watch these movies that deal with nuclear destruction, and then, you know, or you can just go on video, you know, YouTube or whatever, and watch videos on how a nuclear missile, man, and when it touches ground zero, right, and from ground zero, it just lets out this wall of fire, you know, and it grows and expands, and it just sweeps everything in its path. In its path, right? Just this wall of fire from ground zero, from where the missile hit, and this wall of fire, right? You know, in all directions, right? All directions. Well, that's what the fire is going to do, man. The fire from those missiles, all right, it's going to act as a sweeping agent, and it's going to clean everything up. From the air, from the rivers, hell, even the animals got to get done away with, man. You know, even the animals. You know, hell, that's why we're not even leaving in the bodies, man. Leaving in these bodies when we get in the chariots. We're not even leaving in these bodies because it's polluted, it's corrupted. You know, that's what this had me thinking about, man. You know, and why this is like, Lord, were you mad at the trees? Were you mad at the rivers? You know, and we see why. We see why the Lord has to bring this destruction, man. Because again, everything is polluted. And that's why Esau Edom has to be taken out of the way. The Lord wanted this was edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai brought a thumb to you. Hopefully, Lord willing, until next time. Shalom.